Hey, my beautiful people, welcome back to SoulSync. You know, so many people believe it's the grand gestures, the expensive gifts, or the dramatic declarations that make someone fall for you. But let me tell you a secret. It's not always the big things that stick with a guy. What really gets inside his head are the little, almost invisible habits you do without even realizing. These are the things that don't look like much to you, but to him, they're everything. I've seen it over and over again. The smallest detail about a girl becomes the thing a guy obsesses over. It might be the way you laugh, the way you look at him, or something silly and playful you do without even thinking. But for him, it becomes unforgettable, like a highlight reel he replays in his mind when you're not around. So today, we're diving into the little things girls do that guys secretly obsess over. And trust me, once you understand these, you'll realize just how powerful you already are without having to force a single thing. 1. The way you play with your hair. Every guy has noticed it at least once. The way a girl plays with her hair. You might not even think about it, but when you're twirling a strand around your finger, flipping it over your shoulder, or tucking it behind your ear when you're nervous, it completely mesmerizes him. It's such a small, feminine detail that instantly pulls his attention. To him, it's not just about the motion, but the vibe it gives. There's something soft, natural, and effortlessly flirty about it. Whether you're doing it while talking, listening, or laughing, it adds this layer of charm he can't stop noticing. That little habit ends up burning into his memory without you even trying. Later on, he'll find himself remembering that moment, how your hair brushed across your face, how you pushed it back shyly, or how it made you look even cuter. He obsesses over it because it's something so small, yet it feels so personal to him. 2. The way you laugh. Your laugh is something he'll never forget. And I'm not talking about a fake, polite giggle. I'm talking about your real, uncontrollable laugh. The one that bursts out when something genuinely cracks you up. That sound, that joy, instantly makes him light up inside, and he'll want to hear it again and again. What makes it so powerful is how genuine it is. A real laugh doesn't just make you look beautiful, it makes him feel good. It's infectious. Even if he wasn't trying to be funny, once he hears your laugh, he feels like he won something, like he gave you a little piece of happiness. He'll replay it in his head long after the moment passes. The way your eyes squinted, how you covered your mouth, or even how you laughed so hard you leaned over, it's a memory that makes him smile in private. That laugh becomes something he low-key chases. 3. The way you look at him without saying a word. There's something about eye contact that completely disarms guys, especially when it comes from the girl they like. When you hold his gaze just a little longer than normal, he feels it deep in his chest. It's like you're speaking without words, and it drives him absolutely crazy. For him, it's not just eye contact, it's intimacy. In that small moment, he feels like you see him in a way nobody else does. It's almost electric, like there's an unspoken connection between you. That's why it stays stuck in his head for days. Later, he'll remember that exact look, that specific moment where you locked eyes and made him wonder what you were thinking. Was it attraction? Was it curiosity? Whatever it was, he obsesses over it because it's rare and powerful. 4. Teasing him in a playful way. Guys secretly love it when a girl teases them in a fun, playful way. You might roll your eyes, mock his words, or poke fun at something he does. And while he might act annoyed in the moment, deep down, he's living for it. That banter makes him feel close to you. What makes teasing so addictive is that it's personal. You don't tease strangers. You tease people you're comfortable with. So when you do it, he takes it as a sign that you feel relaxed and connected around him. And that thought becomes something he obsesses over. Even after the moment passes, he'll replay it. Your smirk, your laugh, the way you nudged his arm or called him out. And instead of feeling embarrassed, he smiles. Because to him, it's proof that you two share a vibe that's different from everyone else. 5. Asking to do his makeup in a playful way. This one's unexpected, but trust me, guys think about it more than you know. When you ask to do his makeup in a playful way, it feels silly and fun, but it also creates intimacy. You're close, touching his face lightly, laughing at how he looks, and it becomes a memory he treasures. What makes it so powerful is the vulnerability in it. He's letting you into his personal space, and that alone makes it special. It's not about the eyeliner or lipstick. It's about the closeness, the trust, and the fun you're sharing in that moment. Later, he'll think about how you leaned in close, how your fingers brushed his skin, or how you laughed when he looked ridiculous. He might act like it was nothing, but deep down, it's one of those little things he obsesses over. 6. Holding his hand in public. Holding hands might seem like the simplest thing, but to a guy, it means so much more than you realize. When you slip your hand into his while walking in public, it hits him with this mix of pride, affection, and comfort. He feels like the luckiest man alive. It's not just about the touch, it's about what it represents. To him, holding hands in public is a silent way of saying, "I choose you." And that reassurance makes him think about you long after. It's a little gesture, but it carries so much weight. Later, he'll remember how your hand felt warm in his, how your fingers intertwined perfectly, and how it gave him a sense of belonging. He obsesses over that feeling because it's so rare and so powerful. 7. Repeating his words back in a playful way. When you mimic something he says, repeating it back in a playful way, you might think you're just being funny. But to him, it's one of those things that secretly makes him smile inside. It feels like you're fully engaged with him, tuned into everything he says. It creates this back and forth rhythm between you two, almost like an inside joke. He might roll his eyes or pretend to be annoyed, but trust me, he loves it. It gives your conversations a spark, something that makes him want more. Later, he'll find himself laughing about it in private. He'll remember the way you copied his words, the way you smirked, and how playful it all felt. It becomes one of those little habits that makes you unforgettable. 8. Cooking or baking something for him. This one's classic but powerful. When you cook or bake something and share it with him, it's more than just food. It's effort, care, and thoughtfulness wrapped up in one gesture. To him, it feels deeply personal, almost like a love language. It doesn't even have to be complicated. Even baking cookies or making something small feels huge to him because it shows you thought about him when he wasn't around. That thought alone is enough to keep him hooked. Every time he eats what you made, he's reminded of you, of the way you smiled when you gave it to him, of the effort you put in, of the little details. It becomes a memory he obsesses over, long after the food is gone. So my beautiful people, those were the little things girls do that guys secretly obsess over. Notice how none of these are about being perfect, looking a certain way, or forcing anything. It's all the small, natural, effortless things that end up driving him crazy. And here's the truth. When a guy is really into you, he notices everything. The way you laugh, the way you hold his hand, even the silly things like repeating his words. Those little moments stick with him more than you'll ever know. Now, if you love this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SoulSync for more bold, flirty, and real content. And tell me in the comments, which of these little things do you think you do without even realizing? Let's chat, because you might be someone's obsession already.